Kia ora team, Marcus Shaw here with Business Mastery, and in today's video, I'm going to talk about the annual review. That's right, I said annual review. And maybe you're thinking, it's the first week of December, Marcus, what the hell are you talking about? There's work ahead of us. I just want to get to the Christmas break and then reset, refresh, and go again next year. That was me last Thursday, trust me. However, thankfully, we had booked this in the calendar, so my wife and I were headed off to Waipuna out in New Brighton and sat in the hot pools. We had a long lunch and reviewed the year. And what's really interesting about this experience is that at this time of the year, it feels so counterintuitive. But I'm going to share with you 3 mistakes that people tend to make with their annual review and what you can do to avoid them. So here's the first one. The first one is no review at all. It's just, I'm too busy, I'm too chaotic, there's too much on my plate to even do a review. And if you're the entrepreneurial type, then that's totally understandable, because most entrepreneurs are thinking about where they are now, and they're thinking about where they want to get to in the future, and the gap that is between those two things. And if you didn't think like that, well, you probably wouldn't be in business in the first place. So there's nothing wrong with that. However, if we don't look back at the past, then we actually miss all of this horsepower, all this experience back here, which will actually help us create momentum to bridge that gap toward our future. And so there's a whole bunch of learnings back here that if we don't actually sit back and enjoy these and appreciate these, and we're so focused on the end result, the destination, we miss the journey. Now, second mistake is really simply, oftentimes when we're doing our review, we just think about the result we got, and we go, maybe I made some more cash, maybe I freed up some time, maybe my team's working better, all good things. Nothing wrong with those. But the real question is, how did we get those results? That's the real question we want to know. And then an even better question there beneath that is, who did I have to become? So if we put this in a really simple formula, it's be times do equals have. The things I got in the last 12 months are a result of the things I did, but more importantly, the person I became. And so if we aren't willing to go onto this, down to this level, these 2 levels here, the do, what were the behaviors, the things that I did again and again and again, the decisions and actions that I made and took that resulted in me achieving or not my goals. And more importantly, who was it that I became in the last 12 months? What skills did I develop? What beliefs did I challenge myself on and break through? What values, what priorities did I reassign? And who did I become? What am I saying about myself this time this year as opposed to this time last year? So the second mistake, rather, just to underscore that, is a lack of depth. And then finally, mistake number 3 is not capturing our lessons. So there's a saying that I picked up from Conor McGregor's coach, John Kavanagh, and John Kavanagh says we either win or learn. Now, winning is obviously what we're all gunning for. That's this, right? That's our future state that we envisage when we set goals. And we want to achieve that. We're committed to that. Fantastic. But if we have this mindset of win or learn, then the challenges, the failures just become lessons that we bank for the future. And so if we don't capture the lessons, then we're bound to make the same mistake again, and then it is a loss. If we're making the same old mistakes, or consequently, if we learn that an action actually has a positive result, and we don't do that thing again, well, then we're ineffective in our action. So there's 3 mistakes. I trust that's been helpful. That's not all of them, by the way. There's a whole lot more, but there's 3 that'll get you started. And hey, if you are someone that wants somebody to help you reflect on your last year, and you'd like to get in a better rhythm of reflecting on your wins, not just once a year, but as the year progresses, love to hear from you. Flick me a message and we'll set up a time to chat. Until then, book in a time to do your annual review, and I trust this has been helpful. See you all soon.